We can do the startup sequence one of two ways. You can confirm that your rocket is connected and armed and ready to fire, or you can start up your radio control circuitry first. Either way would be appropriate for this design. When I turn on my radio, it has some lights and voltage indication here, and this blinking light that you may not be able to see too well in this video, I'm not sure until we zoom in on it. When we turn on the transmitter, we give it a few seconds. We're already locked into the receiver. There's an LED on top of the receiver, I can clearly see that. I've got a fast, medium speed blinking LED indicating that the digital switch is now getting signal from the receiver. It is still in the open position. I've connected this fuse already up, the fusible link. If we put the barrel key in and activate that, we are now able to arm this igniter, and you can see right there the light on the top of the toggle switch, the protected toggle switch, is illuminated, meaning the continuity test through the fusible link is good. If we just simply unplug it, that light turns off. That would indicate that maybe one of your alligator clips is not connected to the fuse, or the fuse may actually already have been utilized or has an open in it. So we'll plug that back in there. We can deactivate that simply by taking the arm protector over the arm toggle down. We bring it back up. We're now armed. We're on. We have our radio control signal, and it's set up on this one for the right stick to go straight down. And you will see here when we go ahead and bring that down, our igniter. So we'll do an official countdown. We'll just do a quick one from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. And as you can see, the phony baloney rocket goes into the air, and we had a successful launch and ignition, and that was a lot of fun. That is how that works. We can do a shutdown sequence. We can simply turn off the transmitter, or we could choose to fire off additional channels if we had those terminated and connected. When we get back over here, we can simply disarm. You can actually remove the connection quite easily. To save battery power, we can turn off the radio, and we're good to go for another launch cycle. Okay, here's a little close-up of the actual control panel that we have laid out in this fashion. We thought it was pretty clear with our channels 1, 2, 3, and 4 across the top. We've got our outputs here for our actual charge to go off. We've got a master key system here, barrel key for good security. It just looks fancy, so that's why we put it on there. Absolutely not necessary. You could use a regular standard key or even just a toggle switch, but this looked cool, so we put that one in there. These little cover protected toggle switches are pretty darn cool too, so we got those. And fortunately, like I had mentioned earlier, Radio Shack had these with an LED in the top of the actual toggle. So when that is energized circuit, that LED comes on, and that's used for the continuity test of the actual igniter, which is a bonus. Right here we have our charge jack for the battery on our radio system. This actually may look like a button on the video, but if we just unscrew this cover cap that I made, actually, it reveals 4 pins for the standard connector, which is the standard connector that you've seen on the old CB, ham radio, microphone type of deal. You can get them at Radio Shack still, so they're readily available. 2 of the pins are utilized for charging. You would just simply terminate that and be able to charge easily. Later on, this panel is not currently secured into the box. It's just set in on the, there's some mounting brackets, or studs inside of the box so it doesn't fall all the way to the bottom. The Pelican actually makes a plastic bezel panel mount that's actually in shipping right now, coming out, so we haven't installed that yet. So you can actually put some screws to secure this panel down for a tight professional fit. This cover you cannot buy. If you're curious on how that came about, I went and purchased 2 of these connectors here, and we sacrificed one simply for the outside threaded. This piece here is that guy there, and yeah, it's electric. It's a discrete electronics, so we don't want to short out the pins. If we had something thick in there made of conductive material, metal or some sort, that wouldn't be wise. So we recycled the top of a pop bottle. There we go. Here we'll go ahead and do a quick close-up of this process. We're going to go ahead and put the master key on the system for the igniter circuit. We'll go ahead and plug in the lead here for channel 1, going over to the igniter. And if we had thought that this was both clipped up and terminated, and we went to go ahead and arm that, we would notice right away that we don't have a continuity light coming on. So take that back to the down off position. We can go ahead and terminate the igniter. And now when we go ahead and arm this igniter on channel 1, we have a LED active connection, continuity test passed. We'll go ahead and bring on the radio receiver. We'll go ahead and turn on the transmitter. In just a few seconds, this light here should activate, and it has activated, meaning there is a confirmed link between transmitter and receiver. We've got a medium blinking light. We'll go ahead and pull down here, but keep your eye on this blinking light. This is actually the LED coming off the digital switch. By design, when it's actually in the closed position, which will be our firing position, it'll be a rapid blinking to confirm that it's functional. And you keep your eye over in the corner here, you'll see the igniter. Quick count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can see how it is rapid until I release. And the same thing would be anytime it gets all the way down, the stick is all the way down, that becomes a rapid blinking, indicating that that circuit is opening and closing that digital switch. So if we do that again, you can see how that works. The igniter is only a one-time shot, therefore you're not going to see it fire again, obviously. So that's how that all works. We can turn off our transmitter. Let's turn off our transmitter here. Take off the arming and remove everything. Close up our transmitter box, and we're ready to go.